What's going on, YouTube? You're tuned in to the No Level Cap podcast. This week, we're giving you our predictions for the Summer Game Fest, PlayStation State of Play, and Xbox Game Showcase.
Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the No Level Cap podcast with all your friendly neighborhood black nerds, where we cover all the anime, all the gaming, all the nerd culture, absolutely zero of the BS. Back with a new episode every Monday morning. I am your host, Sage Ashford. These are my co-hosts, Rakeem Beck, Terrence Flowers, and Will Coleman. This week, like Terrence said, we are doing our Summer Game Fest predictions. It won't just be Jeff Keighley's showcase. We're also going to cover Sony's State of Play, the Xbox Game Showcase, and really all the other showcases that are bound to happen over the course of the next 2 weeks. We're recording this in advance. We're recording this 2 weeks in advance. The Sony State of Play hadn't happened for us yet, so it's all this other stuff. So if something comes out, just saying this ahead of time, if something manages to get announced ahead of time, if GTA 6 pop up before we get a chance to put this episode out, we apologize. You know, we predicting this from the distant past, and y'all are seeing this in the future. So let's hop right on into it. Will, you said your first prediction was Onimusha Way of the Sword?
Yes. I am highly looking forward to this because it's about time Onimusha made his way back to the forefront. And so far, Capcom's track record has been amazing as of this year. So here's hoping that this right here also nails the mark when it hits the shelves. It said it's supposed to be this year, so I'm praying that we see some level of a release date when it comes up during this year.
Where do you think it's going to be at?
As of right now, my biggest bet for them, which I want to say September, but I'll push it a little further and go with October.
No, not when. Although that's a good guess too. Where at? Like what showcase?
Like what showcase? Probably SGF itself as a whole. Like straight up that. If not, maybe even at the State of Play. Maybe. Because I feel like this is going to be one of those things PlayStation pushes more out towards the front.
I could personally see State of Play.
Yeah, that was going to be my prediction, the State of Play.
Yeah, State of Play more or less.
This does look really good, though.
Yeah, I want it. I need it.
Man, if they go 4 for 4, that's going to be fucking nuts.
That's what I'm saying.
Be a great year for Capcom, I'll tell you that.
Man.
Capcom's been fucking.
Yeah, this looks like it might have the sauce. So, I mean, it's got both the combat, like the combat looks good, but it also looks like it has like the personality for like the characters and the storyline and whatnot. So, I hope that this does turn out to be a success. One of my biggest criticisms for Capcom over the last few years was that it was just a house to do Monster Hunter and Resident Evil just forever. And it really wasn't doing anything else. And over the last 2, maybe 3 years, they've been kind of branching out. At first, there was some nonsense. Like, what was the one, the not Dino Crisis game?
Oh
my God.
Exoprimal.
I played that game.
Exoprimal, yeah.
Like, me and my friends actually bought that game and played it together for a while.
At first, there was stuff like Exoprimal and I'm
Kunitsugami.
blanking on the other game.
Kunitsugami.
Kunitsugami. Those were the 2 games where I was like, I guess. And it was still just like, even though they were kind of branching out, the games that they were branching out with weren't very good. And it was still just like the games that you counted on from them were Monster Hunter and Resident Evil, whether it was a new game or a remake. But now they're switching over to doing like, oh, hey, we got Pragmata, which is a brand new IP. It doesn't look like an older IP because like Kunitsugami, when that came out, what did we think that was supposed to be?
It kind of had like Okami-esque vibes.
It had an Okami-esque
Not
vibe.
in terms of its look, but in terms of that era that it was diving into. It also had what is isn't the gameplay for that kind of similar to Chaos Legion?
That was exactly what I was thinking of. Chaos Legion.
Well, I guess I was just saying that in terms of like Okami. I was thinking like when we saw Exo Primal, everybody was like, "Man, why didn't y'all just make Dino Crisis?"
No, that one absolutely. That was just.
Definitely was a wild
they probably were trying to think of a way to bring back Dino Crisis and couldn't quite figure it out at that moment. They're just like, you know what, F it, Exo Primal.
Yep.
They snuck that redheaded woman in that trailer, had us looking foolish.
Yeah,
that was the other thing. They had a redheaded, and I heard Dino Crisis sales have gone up, so I'm like, man, just remake Dino Crisis, man. Just be done with it.
This right, they might.
Shoot. They might.
I put it this way: it's probably 70% possible that we get a Dino Crisis, a new one. Hey, if Onimusha can come back after all these years, I remember like when we started this podcast, I was talking about like Capcom, where's Onimusha? And when they finally did it, I was like, all right, we're back.
I mean, Okami's come back. I didn't think we'd ever get an Okami too.
I didn't think we would get that.
That's true. I'm a big fan of Onimusha, man. I played pretty much all of them except the fourth game and loved them. So I'm definitely excited to play this one.
Next up is Terrence. You said Control Resonant?
So Remedy, they've been showing a lot of this game this year, like ever since they did the reveal for it at the Game Awards. They had a gameplay trailer at the last State of Play. On their YouTube channel, they drop little bits about what the game is going to be, the influences, etc. And they said this game is coming out this year. This is going to be at Summer Game Fest. Like, I feel like I'm 99.9% sure that this is going to show up at Summer Game Fest. It could also be at the State of Play just because there's so much time that Sony has allotted for that. But I could see this being an SGF thing just because Remedy normally rides pretty well with Jeff. They revealed this at, like I said, the Game Awards, and I think Alan Wake 2, I think it was revealed at Summer Game Fest, I think. I could be wrong.
I believe so.
Yeah, but yeah, I think this will be a Summer Game Fest game, and they'll reveal the release date. I could see this coming out in October, just because everybody's trying to stay away from GTA. Nobody's going to challenge them on the November release. So I could see this being an October game. I think Alan Wake 2, it came out in October. Control, maybe it was like August or something like that when it came out. So yeah, it'll be probably September or October when this drops. But I'm definitely looking forward to this game. This is completely different from anything that Remedy has done in the past. It's even different from Control 1. The fact that this is much more like an action RPG-esque style game, and Control was more of like a third-person shooter, kinda. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see Remedy's take on that type of game.
I hope this turns out good, just like Control was good, and Alan Wake 2 was that a Game of the Year candidate?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was, I think.
Yeah, so I hope that this turns out in that range of games. They are like Alan Wake and Control were themselves, because Alan Wake is similar to Control, but it's not the same, right? As far as like gameplay style,
Alan Wake is much more like old school Resident Evil in a sense.
Right.
That's what I would compare it to. And Control is more like Max Payne meets. I'm trying to think of like Max Payne meets Psychonauts. Just because of the psychic powers, that's the only comparison that I can think of.
I got you.
Yeah,
but yeah, like they're experimenting with all these different gameplay types, which is cool because I mean it's cool to have studios that don't just like lock themselves into just one type of video game. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with this. Next up is Rakeem, and I have a funny story about this, but we'll get into it in a second. Rakeem picked Marvel's Blade.
Yeah, I think it's been enough time since we heard the original announcement that we can see some more news about this game. First off, I believe Arcane Studios is working on this, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's hard to watch a studio that I freaking loved because I was a big fan of Dishonored and Prey, and Deathloop was also good, but not really my thing because it was a roguelike. It just feel like they've been taking like a lot of L's, a lot of layoffs. That's all you hear in the news about them. They need a dub, man. They need a dub. And if anybody should give them a dub, Blade would be a fire one to get a dub. We watched this trailer, I believe, on this podcast We were
Absolutely.
watching, and we didn't know what it was at first, but we saw Marvel, and I was like, hold on, they in a barbershop. There's so many of us in Marvel, so
I knew the
Blade,
second that they I guessed Blade, because Blade, like, there was a random insider prediction, and I was like, Blade? They ain't making no Blade game. And as soon as I saw a black character, I was like, oh, I guess they are.
Blade, bro. Yeah.
Lock up tight.
I don't know what's so hard, like with Marvel, and
Nice.
they can't get the Blade movie off the ground. He's just a dude who hunts vampires. It's a great concept for a video game to work off of him too, because he's a vampire who hunts vampires. He uses a sword. It's a layup to me, and the way they used it, how Arcane has these layered systems. You know, they make their groundwork with immersive sims and, you know, gameplay that is really in your control, and you choose how to approach things. That can be really interesting using a vampire character. There's so many different ways you could approach that. So I'm looking. What about to say, Sage?
No, go ahead.
But I was about to say, just in general, I'm still excited about this. I just hope that the things dealing with the layoffs and behind the scenes don't interfere with this game coming out. I just want to see more.
What I'll say, one, is that this was going to be my first prediction. I like, because like before we started, I was like, hey man, everybody just give me your first round just to speed things up a little bit. And when Rakeem said Blade, I was legit shocked, because I'm like, I thought everybody forgot about this game except me. And I'm not even a Blade guy. I was just like, it feels like it's time to see something from this again. Because the last time we saw it was at the end of 2023. The game, I think, was in pre-production at the time, but they had been working on it for like a little over a year. And I think in late 2024, they entered full production. This game, it's been roughly a year. It'll be a year and a half by the time we see it, like a year and a half of it in full production. And I think this is probably a 2028 game. But I also know that Microsoft is not afraid to show, or Xbox, I suppose. Xbox is not afraid to show games a little bit in advance. They're not afraid to be like, hey, man, this is coming down the pipeline later. And with that in mind, I was like, okay, Blade makes sense to show. So I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. Maybe we get a bit of a gameplay snippet. I know it's supposed to be like a third-person game. I don't know if did they say open world? I don't think so. So it's probably stage-based third-person, which is cool. I mean, like, if they bring their level design to a third-person superhero action game, that could be a huge success for Bethesda and Xbox in general. So
I'd be curious to see what kind of gameplay distinction it has between it and Wolverine, because I could see them being very similar. I mean, obviously Wolverine has claws and can be, well, both of them can be very gory. So it depends. It'd be interesting to see what would be the distinction between the two. I'll put it that way.
I think combat-wise, Blade probably would use more gadgets.
Yeah, and weapons and stuff.
And weapons versus Wolverine, who, I mean, like, you'll occasionally, when he's LARPing as a fucking samurai, you'll see him with a sword. But other than that, it's just him and the claws.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, why would you use anything else?
He's Weapon X, man.
He is himself a weapon. He's Weapon 10, like Keem said. And the other thing is, Bethesda or Arcane Leon is known for like their really clever, well-built levels. And that's not a thing that Insomniac is particularly known for. Like, they're not bad at it, but it's just not to the same degree of Arcane with like what was the game, Keem, that you were talking about? The
Prey?
Not Prey. The other
Dishonored.
game. Dishonored. I couldn't think of Dishonored. I was like, damn, we just saw it. But yeah, like Dishonored was known for its well-built levels and shit like that. And I would imagine also potentially choice-based gameplay, like your decisions change this versus and this.
Yeah,
and even Deathloop had a little bit of that. So, if you could combine what Arcane Leon is already good at with the Blade content, like, man, that could be a classic. So I'm interested. Now, of course, I picked Blade, and I didn't use Blade because Rakeem used it. But the reason why I didn't pick the superhero that I actually love, which is Iron Man, is because I don't think we'll see Iron Man. If we do, it'll be like non-gameplay. EA really is very particular about like not showing a ton of gameplay until the game is right about to come out. they try to keep things close to the chest. Like, you may know that the game exists, but as far as getting a look at what, like, okay, what's the moment to moment gameplay gonna look like, they don't show that very often until like the game is like months out. The best example of this is Dragon Age. Dragon Age had been out for forever. What's up, Terrence?
I was just gonna say, just real quick, look at the number of likes on this trailer. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's nuts.
Folks are hyped for it.
People rock with Blade, bro.
I mean, Blade is
People
still
rock
the
with
original superhero of the modern era, so I'm not really shocked at that. Yeah. 279,000. Yeah, that's why. Like, Kima's right. If this game is good, it will be the hit that Arcane needs. It will be the W that they're looking for. I can tell you that off rip. But yeah, I mean, like, I think I wanted to pick Iron Man, but like the logic in me was like, hey man, that ain't gonna be there. What I do think is you'll start seeing me predict Iron Man at the Game Awards for this year, and then going into next year, because I feel like that will have been finally enough time for them to be like, all right, this game's about to come out soon. But for now, Blade is the Marvel game everybody should look for. And everybody should also look for that other game to be canceled. Marvel Captain America and Black Panther, that shit, it's up. It's up. Because, I mean, that game was supposed to come out last year, and then it got delayed to early 2026, and then it got delayed again to, like, we don't know when.
Yeah, just
like,
indefinitely.
Right, yeah, indefinitely. My first prediction is now Clockwork Revolution.
Oh, man. It's going to be good.
Man, you know, it's just time, right? It's got to be, because we've seen it twice already, right?
Yeah. In Exile's next game.
In Exile has been busy working on this game for a while now. I like the idea, like, obviously it's a first-person game, so it's not my type of game, but I do like everything else they're doing with it, like a Clockwork, steampunk type of game, like alt history, playing with time, playing with, like, being able to hop between different eras. Like, you've had, like, wow, that's insane. You have the rich people abusing their ability to control time, and finally, like, some poor people take advantage of that shit and try to, like, bring a revolution to society. I think this has a lot of potential to be another great game from In Exile, because Wasteland 3 was pretty well received, right?
Yeah, and I played it. It was pretty good.
I think this will be on the level of that. I know they said it was a when it's ready type of thing when we saw it, but the last time we saw it was like 2 years ago.
Has it been that long now?
I was about to say, has it been that long? I thought we saw it last year. 2 years ago?
Well, it was that long. We did that full breakdown trailer because it was like a.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I guess we did see it last year. Okay.
Yeah, because it was like a long form breakdown of the game.
And that was a crazy trailer to look at, right? Like the trailer that we saw, the trailer we saw last year was 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Typically, when you show a 5-minute trailer, that's because your game is like 6 to 8 months out from release, and they was still like, "Hey, man, you see it like it come out when it come out." And I think when it comes out, it's 2027 because it's been long enough.
Like, we don't know when it's gonna hit the shelf, but you looking for it.
Oh no. What did I do?
Any last words before my friend puts one in your scalp?
I do think this is one of those Xbox games that it looks very appealing. Like, and with Xbox on the trajectory that it's on now in terms of them trying to reshape their image, I think having a strong exclusive like this is a great
between
thing to
Forza,
have.
if Forza's already a hit, sold incredibly well.
Game of the year
I
contender.
think if Fable can, absolutely. I think if Fable can do the same thing, and then you have something like Marvel's Blade and Clockwork Revolution, like they may be onto something. They may be cooking a little bit. I mean, like, it's obviously they're gonna all have to hit, but that's not nothing. Like having 4 back-to-back AAA experiences that people really fuck with, that's not nothing, man. And Sony,
it's like things Sony used to do.
Exactly.
Used to do.
Sony need to tighten up, man, because I guess it's not gonna matter because like most people just think of Sony as like the place to play console games now, but still,
that can change.
what Keem just said, that can definitely change. So
Yes.
round
If things
2
stayed the same, Final Fantasy would still be popular.
He lie.
Hey.
I mean, Final Fantasy. I mean, it's Final Fantasy 7 still popular. You see, it made Magic the Gathering like all the fucking money in like 2 days
That
or whatever the
was
fuck.
Man,
Final
that
Fantasy.
Yeah, that's their biggest
Oh, yeah.
selling expansion yet, right?
Yeah, Final
Absolutely.
Fantasy expansion was massively successful for them.
Mm.
But unfortunately, also skyrocketed the price of those cars as well. So those were really expensive.
Well, that's just the
I mean,
tail
you know,
of
that's-
this the tail of this decade. Scalpers and resellers are just screwing up everything.
People ripping everybody else off. Yeah,
They messed up
what it's been.
sneakers, and yeah, cards. It won't be long
Nah,
before they'll be out. Like cards will be normalized again, and it'll
Yeah, because they left the sneakers alone, and now the sneakers is crashing in price. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you get. Will, what's your second pick, bro?
All right, my second pick. I know we just seen it. I think we seen it not too long ago, maybe last year, if I'm not mistaken. But I just thought about it. It came across my mind. There are no ghosts at the Grand.
It's a great pick.
Because I remember being intrigued by the trailer. When
Welcome
we
to England, Mr.
And I was
Davis.
like, let me look up and see if there's anything else about it.
Having never met your
And lo and behold, I don't think there's too much more out about it aside from that reveal trailer that we got.
generations.
So I'm thinking we may see something else about it at Xbox show. So I want to see what they got for us. I want that to show up.
Is this an
Let's just
Xbox
see like some
exclusive?
style. Is it an Xbox exclusive? I don't know. I don't think so.
Think so? It might be on PC as well as Xbox. It might be one of those games.
At this point, like, even if it's an Xbox exclusive, it's also PC, right? That's pretty much what it means, right?
True.
That is exactly what it is. It is Xbox and PC.
Okay.
Nah, this looks sick.
Yeah.
And it has so much style to it. Like, even the music. I fuck with the music.
Yeah.
Well done.
Not just the hotel. He was helping the entire village. You have his power.
Is this game scheduled to come out this year, Will?
He left off.
I saw that it was scheduled to come out this year. Somehow it isn't. Or they ended up hitting a delay somewhere and I didn't read it. And I'm very sorry I made this pick.
Wait, I'm seeing 2026.
Well, okay.
So it may
Well,
just
we
be
talk-
one of those games where it just hasn't gotten an official release date
Yeah,
yet.
it hadn't got a
Right.
full date yet, so we should be seeing a date, I'm assuming, at the most. Because we got this much on the reveal, I'm pretty sure they've been working to get it pushed up a little bit.
You know what?
I think there's also a
I think
demo
you're on to
available.
something. Yeah, I think this has a strong chance of being an Xbox showcase.
Yeah, this could be one of Xbox's main games they show up for. So I would like to see that, because the game does have a really cool vibe to it.
I'm gonna go in another direction. I think this game is going to be at some Summer Game Fest showcase, but I could easily see this being future game showcase. Like Xbox kind of did their part, and this isn't a first party game from them. So I can easily see them being, because it's obviously not a AAA game. It's more of like a AA type game. And with that type of vibe, unless you're like specifically owned by Xbox, I can easily see them being like, we'll toss this into a sizzle reel. We'll let you know that it's coming out, what date it's coming out, but we're not going to give it the full 2-minute showcase like it got at Xbox Game Showcase last year, while they move on to focus on other games. But I do think we do see this in the next, by the end of next month, we will know when this game is coming out. I do think that. Rakeem, what's your next pick?
So for my next pick, I'm swinging because I'm tired of this.
Hey man, let's go.
Let's see.
Kingdom Hearts 4, come on. Kingdom Hearts 4.
That was on my
It's been
mind.
more than enough time. I'm
But I
tired of
said no.
Square playing with my emotions. So I've been asleep for 5 years. What are we doing, man? He been on that couch.
Taking
chilling.
that same nap.
That same nap. Be like, shoot, wake me up when the game ready, because I did my part already. He already acted all his scenes out. Did his voice act. They just got to put the game out, man.
Wake me up inside.
When I saw Kingdom Hearts 4 for the first time, I was like, wow, they're really taking this different, like, artistic direction, because it looks very different. I did want to see, like, what innovations they would bring to this game, because, of course, Kingdom Hearts has had, you know, it had its own, like, it has a very strong fan base who likes their style of gameplay. We're even seeing now indie games being influenced by Kingdom Hearts and copying some of its elements into them. Yeah, like Dust Fade is a great example of that. So for me personally, I like Kingdom Hearts. I'm not the biggest fan, but this trailer was cool as hell. And they just like blue balled me. Like, all right, you ain't gonna see nothing for a couple years. I think just feel like it's around the time frame, 4 years. It's time. It's time.
I can't lie to you. I feel like they kind of lean into that now with that whole, hey, it's gonna take a minute before we show you anything else after this reveal trailer. So sit tight for the next 4 to 6 years. I can't tell you when.
It is beyond time. Like at a certain point, you gotta show us something. I ain't saying nothing but a release date. I really doubt we'll see that, but just something.
Some more
something. Kingdom Hearts 4.
I'll get into release date talk when I do my next pick, but yeah, I mean, this game, it's been 4 years. Let me ask y'all this. How much of this trailer do you think is in the actual game?
That's a good
probably
versus just being
not,
like a hype trailer.
Probably not all of this, but I'll say
probably a hype trailer.
I'm gonna say it's gonna come to about a 50% margin of it, maybe even 40% of what
was bad.
Is gonna show up.
You know what's bad about this? This trailer also kind of reminds me of Versus 13 a little bit.
Well,
and now I'm looking at it like, oh, this kind of reminds me of Versus 13 again.
Well,
I think if anything, this trailer gives you an idea of what I do think the game will be like.
The scale they're trying to go.
Yeah, I do think that's genuinely what this game will be like. And I think maybe that's the problem with Kingdom Hearts 4 right now with Square in kind of like the mess that they're in. The cell challenges that they've had with Final Fantasy outside of Final Fantasy, well, no, even Final Fantasy 7, just the challenges that they've had with Final Fantasy 7, I feel like they are trying to make sure they do not repeat that with this. And yes, I know that Kingdom Hearts 3 was multi-platform, but I think they need this to be a huge hit. I don't think this could just be a middling success. I don't know off the top of my head how well Kingdom Hearts 3 sold, but I would imagine that they need this to do even better than 3.
In my brain, I want to say it's somewhere between 3 and 5 million is what they did. It still feels surreal. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 still feels like a game that didn't come out.
Yep. And it's been out for a long time now.
And it's been out since 2019. There were, if I'm not mistaken, there were references to Final Fantasy Versus 13 in this trailer, but I just missed them. I think because like they started talking about something called Verum Rex, which is basically like
that was a DLC to Kingdom Hearts 3.
Actually, no, it was a DLC fight. It was a DLC fight for the character, but when you got to the Toy Story world, they made Verum Rex a video game that you can buy, and you saw an ad for it in that world.
Kingdom Hearts 3 lifetime has sold 6.7 million.
Okay,
that's solid.
It's solid.
You know, like it's past that barrier that Harada and I forget who else it was that were talking about JRPGs and how like they typically only sell between 1 and 3 million. It's past that barrier, so at least there's that.
You know what? I'll say this. The same problem that Final Fantasy 7 has in terms of it skewing towards millennials and like anyone younger is kind of like left behind. Kingdom Hearts has the same problem because, I mean, this franchise, it's been going since the PS2 era, and the fact that the sequels have been like inconsistent in terms of their release timing, people didn't like grow up with this in the way that, you know, we did. So,
100%. And then the other problem is even the references that they're making references to like franchises that only millennials would care about. Yeah. Versus like, because Disney's franchises, like Disney really, like when I think of Disney in the modern era, I just think of Marvel and Star Wars. Like they live action movies, they kind of don't have the swag, the sauce that all the animated shit had back when we was growing up. And so like I don't think they have the same impact on pop culture. And so like really when I think of Disney now, I just think of Marvel and Star Wars. Like I don't think of anything else that they used to do. And all that anything else stuff was all in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Kingdom
And
Hearts
so,
does
like,
rely a lot on like the Disney Renaissance era in terms of that nostalgia. And you are right, like that nostalgia is not the same now. It's like, yeah, because they're doing all the remakes of the old animations, and the remakes don't really hit the same. Like now, don't get me wrong, financially they will still do very well just because it's a Disney movie. People will still show up regardless, but the quality is not the
They go
same.
see
Like
'em,
if you,
and then they leave and they be like, and then they just don't have any like staying power.
yeah, exactly,
Right.
yeah.
Terrence, what's your second pick, brother?
Let's see here. You know what? I'll go with this one. My second pick is going to be a game that I've been looking forward to for like ever since it was its announcement last year, and they've done little events here and there. And every time they talk about it, there's discussions of like, hey, this could be one of the best games of the year. It's going to be At Fate's End.
I like that pick.
For those that don't know, this was a game that was revealed at Xbox's showcase last year. Their summer showcase. This is done by the same developer that did Spiritfarer. The art style for this game, it's when it eventually loads.
What the fuck?
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
The art style for
Fate
this
ended,
game, it's incredible. The gameplay, the look, yeah, just everything about this game. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh yeah, I am locked in for this one. I've kept my eye on it throughout the year. Like I said, they've shown this at various showcases, and people have gotten like hands-on previews with it. And every interview that I've seen, people talk about, wow, this could be one of those games for this year. It's supposed to come out this year, and if it's still on track, then I think we'll see this potentially at either Summer Game Fest or Xbox Game Showcase. I want to say it could be at Xbox's show just because it was shown at Xbox's show last year, but this is one of those games that could show up just anywhere. So it's not, I can't really like exactly nail down where I think it will be, but yeah, I'm highly looking forward to this one. I'm hoping that we get a release date, and I can't wait to play it when it comes out.
I'm with you. This game does look incredible. It's not really my type of thing, but I do like the fact they're so bold with the art style. It doesn't look like anything else that's out there right now.
Really
That
cool.
and one of the things, yeah,
mechanics going on.
yeah. As you see here, you're fighting like your family, and there's different choices that you have to make throughout the game that impacts, I think, how the story goes from there. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I hope that it's good.
Well, I mean, I'm all about it. I heard everything you said. I'm with it. I'm down to play this one.
Man, let's talk about Square again.
Okay.
My next pick is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, it's
That-
time.
That was also something I had in my list too, but I was like, I'm not gonna put it there.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure with them right now.
This
Final
game-
Fantasy VII Reunion.
Caused by a massive tornado which swept through sections.
Whatever they want to
They
call
can't
it. I
even
think
use that.
Yeah, they used
say
it
what?
before.
They used it already.
What was
They
the
did a
one
remake of
for Crisis Core?
Crisis
Yeah,
Core.
the
Yeah.
Crisis
Yeah.
Core. The leaks said return, but I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe. I think it's time for this. I think that they have the way that they've been talking about this game is the way that you talk about a game that's about to come out. Like they're like, you've got the director talking about, oh, I've played the game 40 times already. You've got them talking about how they wanted to reuse a lot of assets from Rebirth so that they could come out with the next game faster. And as ridiculous as it is, if it came out next year, that would be pretty impressive. It took 7 years or whatever, but just like the fact that in 2015 they first showed this game
7
off,
years for all three.
that would be pretty
That'd be
impressive,
very
actually. They showed this game off in 2015, and everybody was like, oh man, we'll never get a chance to play it. Then you found out it was going to be split into 3 games, and people were like, oh man, this is going to take 3 generations. And it's possible that they would have put out all 3 games in a single generation that would be like laudable in its own way.
Yeah.
Especially considering that they expanded this game by so much.
But
They did.
come back now.
Now, having said that, I also think it is about time.
After 5 years, doing who knows what.
Square. Yeah, it's about time for Square to get its shit back together.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
King brought up Kingdom Hearts. I think Kingdom Hearts, it would not be out of bounds for us to see it there. I remember the Square said they were doing their whole reorganization of their business. They were they canceled a bunch of games and they only had like a handful of games they were working on. And they've had a lighter release schedule because, I mean, this year, it's pretty much just Dragon Quest, right? Dragon Quest 7?
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 7 and Elliot.
And Adventures of Elliot.
And Adventures of Elliot.
Right.
So that's just 2 games. Like, remember that 1 year Square had where they were going to put out like 13 games in 1 fucking year? And it's
Man.
Oh, they
and
also
they
had
all
that
sold-
Killer End game this year?
Yeah, they also had that. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, nobody plays that.
So they had Dragon Quest 7, and then they had Adventures of Elliot, and that's the
Had a lot of
only
fun
games
with
they came out with this year. 'Cause I'm gonna pretend like that Killer Edge shit was not real. But I know, I'm just joking. Obviously, like they had other, like that's the other project that they had. But I do think it's about time. Like, I think we're gonna start seeing more games coming from them soon. I think over the next 2 years, we should see Kingdom Hearts 4. We should see Final Fantasy 7 Remake 3, and we should see Dragon Quest 12. I think it's time.
Sometimes.
We should see Dragon Quest 12 next week, actually.
Yeah.
Like I expect to see that there. I know a lot of people have been saying that this game will be that. I've seen a ton of people say basically Square wants to get away from their collaboration with Sony. And I agree to a point.
Yeah.
I agree that they're going to let you know that this next game will be playable on every console. However, I still think there's enough of a connection there that we'll still see it at Sony State of Play. So that's my prediction right now. It's going to be at the State of Play. It's not going to be a Jeff show. I see some people like, oh, it's going to probably be a Nintendo show. I'm like, you don't get the fuck.
No. No.
It's going to be the only other place I can see it being is Jeff's show. Like, I don't see it being at the Xbox showcase. I don't see it being at Nintendo's Direct for the middle of the year. I don't see none of that. It's either Sony State of Play or a Jeff show, and I'm guessing Sony State of Play. So there you go.
I do remember when they did show this trailer at Summer Game Fest 2023, it was the last thing. So if they did show it at this year's Summer Game Fest, I imagine it'd be the same thing.
I do feel like there were people that thought that Rebirth 3 was going, or Remake 3 was going to be at the Game Awards last year. Because Jeff had this one like weird comment where he was like, yeah, you know, some games, they just not, I tried to get them to show up and they didn't come out. They weren't ready yet. That's basically what he said. They weren't ready yet. And so maybe people speculated that he was talking about Final Fantasy 7. And maybe. Ultimately, I just want to see Square get back on track in the same way that Capcom is on track right now.
Honestly, you took the words right out of my mouth, bro. I was like, that's all I need Square to do. I need them to lock in so hard they lock out. I need something to happen.
Like, honestly, Capcom and Konami, like, I think Square seeing Capcom and Konami gain success, more specifically Capcom than Konami, but the fact that two of them are back, it's like Square is like, hey, we got to get back. We got to get back.
Konami. Is Konami in the place that Capcom was at when I was talking about earlier, where it's just like right now, it just feels like all they're doing is remaking Silent Hill, and then they kind of getting away with Metal Gear Solid a little bit. Is that where they're at right now in their stage of this?
I think they're in that point of that stage, but they're also kind of slightly pulling back into the stuff that they know they're known for, such as.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, obviously with Capcom, they had the point where it was just Monster Hunter and Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then they slowly branched out over time. And now you see the full fruits of their labor, so to speak, because we've got 4 different games this year. And one of them was Resident Evil. The other 3 weren't.
I see where you're coming from. And you know what? I agree. I'll also say, though, if that new RPG from them hits, we'll see more.
Oh, yeah. Rev Noir. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm right there with you. Say like I get where you were coming from. They're at that point now. They're doing that.
All right. Round 3. Rakeem, what you got for me, man?
Yeah, so since Devin's not here, I'll do a game that he's talked about a lot. Let's look at Threads of Time.
I had that on my list too.
That game has shown up a little bit. I think last time we saw it was TGS last year. I definitely think we could see it again, and with a possible release date. Threads of Time's like a old school style JRPG, harkening back to like retro days, but the graphical style is beautiful.
Man,
if we get this bitch to play,
man, for some reason,
God damn,
time it's slowing down time right now, man. They must.
Man, them threads moving kind of slow.
Hold on, man, because my internet not that trash. Like, what's going on?
There we go.
Okay, go ahead, Keen.
There you go. Yeah, but Threads of Time definitely this is definitely inspired by Chrono Trigger. I think that's pretty obvious. But what I saw from this game, first time I saw this game, like, man, it catches your attention immediately with art style. It is beautiful. Cool style to it. So I'm just wanting to see more from this, and I just want to explore these different worlds and these different time frames and see what this game has to offer. I've mentioned this multiple times, and I will say it. We are in an indie JRPG renaissance right now. There are tons of games like this that are all really high quality, like consistently. Like we talked about Sea of Stars and Chain Echoes, 8-Bit Adventures 2,
Alabaster Dawn just went into early access.
Alabaster Dawn. Like, it's a lot of really, really good. Next week, I mean, this upcoming week is going to be the Indie Quest, which is the JRPG, basically game show for just JRPG games. That's it, for indie JRPG games. So
I gotta watch that.
what a great time to be a fan of this, and I think it's very plausible to see more from this from Summer Games Fest, and maybe see a release date for next year. I don't think that's too far fetched. So that's why it's gonna be one of my picks.
I think that has there been a demo for this?
No.
If there's no release date for it currently, I can see this being like it gets announced, like we see it again, and then suddenly they're like, hey, would you like to play a demo of it? And then maybe
Makes
like
sense.
a release date for next year, like a release year next year. I could see that. So I am very interested in seeing if this game, because like I'm not a 2D guy, but this game has such a unique presentation. It does feel like HD 2D, but like with some additional sauce to it.
Yeah,
because it doesn't look like
about
your standard HD 2D game. So it's just I feel like I would love to explore a world like that. I'm kind of with you, Keem, going to different time periods, and like they made them look so distinct. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this would show up. It could be anywhere because there's no.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not a ton of hype around it yet.
Right.
Because I don't think it's had like its grand reveal. Like it hasn't shown up at a Sony show or an Xbox show yet. And so until we see that, it probably would. I could easily see this popping up at future game show. I think that comes. That's like Saturday, either Saturday that Saturday or that Friday for Summer Game Fest weekend. So I'm interested in seeing this. Next up, Will, what you got for me, bro?
The next one I got on my list for me, I'm gonna go ahead and throw out my Hopium Copium one because I really want to know. For Persona 4 Revival.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you're doing it. Okay.
We definitely should see something from that.
Yeah.
As the Persona man who literally has double dipped on this series in numerous instances on a lot of its, entries in the series, I'm gonna probably dip on this one too, and I want it so bad. I know how Atlas does. I want to see how I want to see more of this. Like, not necessarily like the town of Inaba itself. I want to see how the gameplay looks, at least within one of the dungeons, at least an early dungeon. I want to see that. I want to see exactly how they change the gameplay up with like tiny things. Is it just going to be like more of what 3 Reload did? Is it going to be more of what 5 Royal does? I want to see how they work with everything, how everything is going to operate in the new like engine and whatnot. I want to see that. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. Do I expect to see a release date? Maybe a release window, because I don't know how far along they could be with this, but a window is good enough for me. And where I think I'll see it come at, probably at Jeff's show. I'm gonna give it that, even though it could be at Xboxes, because Atlas, Sega, Xbox, Microsoft has like this relationship, so maybe it would come out of them like on their show.
I can see it at Xbox just because I believe this was revealed at Xbox's showcase last year.
Yeah,
and like you said, Sega is in pocket with Xbox. So, yeah, I would bet this being at Xbox's showcase more so than SGF.
Mm-hmm.
Same. My prediction is indeed, if it's going to be anywhere, it'll be an Xbox Game Showcase. And I do think this game is a 2027 game.
Yeah,
I think this will be, and I don't know if we'll get a date. We probably get a year.
Yeah.
And
probably
I
get early 2027.
I could see that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
At the same time, this also feels like another Japanese studio that just really has its shit together right now. Sega.
Yeah.
Next year, if Persona 4 Revival comes out, Stranger Than Heaven comes out. What's the other game that we was predicting for them?
What's the other one?
Because it was 3 games.
It was you said Stranger Than Heaven.
Virtua Fighter?
Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, man.
I have something else. When it gets to my turn, I have something else. So
man, if they hit with all 3 of these, and then that Sega Super game, well, I guess the Super game was canceled. I always thought the Super game was just that the 5 games they showed at one time, but I guess not. But regardless, like if they manage to hit all of those, like the Japanese revival has been so fascinating and so fun to experience over the last few years, man. And I hope it continues for the rest of the decade at a minimum. Like, hey, man, just if y'all got more great Japanese games, hey, man, keep cranking them out. I'll keep playing.
Promise you.
I will say just a little bit more on this, that Atlas has been very quiet. And with this being, what is it? Is this the 30th anniversary of Persona this year?
Talking about the series as a whole?
Yeah, the series as a whole.
The series as a whole, I would definitely believe this would be 30 because I think Persona 1 was 96 or 97.
Yes,
was it?
This is the 30th anniversary.
So it's like if something Persona related has to be at Xbox's showcase. I'll put it that way. If it's not this, then maybe it's a Persona 6 tease. Maybe either that or whatever Atlas has. Like whether Atlas does maybe like a remake or like a remaster of like an old game or something like that. They have to show us something because we haven't seen anything from Atlas this year.
I think it's this. I would not, if I were an Atlas fan, I'm not, but I'm just going to give everybody watching this and everybody on the panel, because I know y'all all fuck with Atlas. If you're an Atlas fan, I would not get your hopes up. It's going to be this. You'll see more because like Persona 6, I mean, like, why would I talk about Persona 6 and I got Persona 4 Revival on the way?
Yeah, true.
I think what winds up happening is this game probably comes out in the early part of next year, and then maybe next summer they're willing to talk. They're finally ready to talk about Persona 6.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. I think that's a good plan.
A decade after the last game came out.
Yeah,
true.
That's true.
My next prediction is The Witcher 4.
Okay.
I think it showed up at the Game Awards 2024. That was supposed to be like a big, if we can get this bitch to load, there we go. It was supposed to be like their way of a glimpse into the future. It was obviously not a game that was going to come out next year. It was a game that was supposed to be coming out in the years to come. Well, we're getting closer to the years to come. I do think CD Projekt Red has been trying their best to do a little better about coming out with games sooner, to share technology between development teams. So like the Cyberpunk team and the Witcher team are working together a little bit better. And so I think, and they had like a scheduled release date for this game, and I think it was around 2027. And so I do think if that's the case, I'm not saying that it hits in 2027, but I could see like a more extended look at this game. And if I'm not mistaken, they showed off a significant amount of gameplay. Yeah,
they
just
did.
11 months ago.
Just a tech demo.
Yeah.
And
so that makes
tech
me
demo
think,
showing off the towns, how the world looks.
But I mean, like, if you can do this, then you could probably give us another extended look at this game. I think Jeff's State of Summer Game Fest show is a great place to see this. Maybe a release year, probably not. I wouldn't put my money on a release year yet because they probably want to be a little bit more sure about it. I think that they really did learn their lesson for the most part when it comes to what happened with Cyberpunk. And so they're going to be a lot more careful about making sure that they come out with a polished product with a proper date and not have to fuck around about it. So I would imagine that even if we do see this, we don't get a date. But I mean, who knows? But yeah, I have a feeling because they showed it 2 years ago. They showed it last year. Frequent looks at the project wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Man, that guy died horribly.
He did.
Shit. I am excited because it's not only focusing on Siri, but it's taking us to a brand new country in the world. And like a lot of game franchises rather, they tend to be set in the same, even if they're set same world, it's always like so many centuries apart that you never really get a whole feel for the world. And so it's cool to see like a game series outside of Trails go to or like, Resident Evil or something like that that's set in the real world. It's cool to see a game franchise be like, hey man, we're going to go to another country following some of the same characters, and you'll get to see how this world changes across like years or decades instead of like fucking centuries and millennia. So yeah. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Keem, what do you think about the rumor of there being a Witcher 3 expansion?
Yeah. That does not surprise me too much because I have heard of these before. For example, when Borderlands 3 came out, I believe, they actually did a DLC for Borderlands 2 to segue into 3, like a mini DLC to kind of give us halfway there. I have heard of studios doing that. As usually it's a sign that like that game is a ways off. But in the meantime, we'll satiate the fans of the game with a little teaser in between to get, some fans up to snuff with what we're trying to do with the new game. But also, it'll kind of get people's like, minds back on the old game to try it and experience it before the new game comes out. I think it could work. I have Witcher 3 on, console, and I have it on PC. Sure, I have all the Witcher games. Shout out to GOG. But CD Projekt owns GOG, so they're gonna make Witcher available.
I have 2 and 3.
Yeah, I have all of them. I mean, I played Witcher 1 first. I'm one of the few people who actually played Witcher 1. Most people started with 3.
At this point, I don't see the point in going back for Witcher 1 because I know that they're remaking it.
Yeah,
and so I'm willing to wait on the remake because I know that the Witcher 1 is the weakest one in the series. So I'm like, all right, I'll just wait on the remake.
Gameplay wise, it plays completely different from 2 and 3 anyway. So it kind of needs to update. Like I liked some things, like the stance. They had a stance system in 1 I kind of liked, and the world was interesting. But yeah, they made massive improvements with 2 and 3. So if they can put that quality to 1, I think it'd be a massive success. But yeah, I'm actually for Witcher 3 with the DLC. I think it's a good way to kind of segue older fans to kind of go back in and go back to why they fell in love with Witcher in the first place, and give newer fans who are like on the fence, who are like, you know what? Now they got something new in the game. Maybe I'll just give this game a chance, see if I can get it on sale before the game comes out.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think that that's real?
Oh, that the actual DLC is real? That there's smoke to the fire? I heard the same rumor you did. I think it's plausible. I cannot confirm whether it's real because I don't work for CD Projekt.
I haven't heard anything from reliable, like super reliable sources, like the kind of insiders that just, if they do get things wrong, it's so infrequent that it's like, man, they don't really get anything wrong. I haven't heard anything from them on that. So I do think if we don't see Witcher 4, we'll see the Witcher 3 DLC if it's real. And if it's not there, it's probably not real. Like if we don't see it at anyone's showcase over the next month, I'm gonna say that that was just a rumor that never came to fruition. Because I can't imagine not like it because that rumor's been around for like months now, and there's been smoke for months now, and like if we don't see the fire by fucking summer, because like when are you coming out with it? Because like at the latest, Witcher 4 is probably 2028. I just don't see it being later than that. Like it's probably I could see it being next year. I'm more likely betting on 2028. I always add a year onto whatever my prediction is, just because game development is complicated. But if that's the case, then you would want that. Like you would want the DLC to be out 2026, probably late 2026. Just to give people a reason to come back to the world, to get settled, to feel what it's like to be in this world again for a little while. And hell, maybe it's about Ciri. Like Ciri was a playable character in Witcher 3. and maybe you just get
People
used to
forget
playing
that.
as Siri a little bit. You do like because it's you don't get to play as her for a lot, so like people forget.
Right.
But like that character exists. She has combat, so like you could do whatever you want with that if you want it. So
When I
especially
played
since
Witcher 3, I literally audibly said in the series sections, "Oh, they're setting up for the sequel to have her as the protagonist." Because that's
which
how
is
you
why
do
it
it.
was.
You get people.
That's
like
why
a
it was
little
so
bit of it.
baffling when people are like, "Oh, Siri's the protagonist of the next game." I'm like, "You're fucking LARPing. You're not seriously playing these games because if you played Witcher 3, you would have known like, okay, so the next game clearly, if they do another one, it's Ciri, because he was
Yeah.
clearly setting up to retire, and it was clearly
Correct.
setting her up to be a Witcher. So like, I don't know.
The opening of the game is him in the bathtub, girl, but he goes out and it's Ciri training to be a Witcher. That is the opening. That's a dream sequence, but it's the opening of the game. I remember this vividly. So like,
So
if
I
you
have
play that
no
game
idea
at all,
what people
it's
are
about
on.
her. She's the central focus of the game. Like, come on. Now, unless you're one of the people who chose, have her be the queen of Nilfgaard, you just mad if the lore changed, whatever. But
I mean,
whatever.
I chose that, but I chose that because I was like, that would probably be what's best for the country.
Yeah.
So narratively, that's why I was like, hey man, go ahead and run the country. But what she
Mhm.
wanted to do more than anything was to follow in her adopted father's footsteps and become a Witcher. And so that's clearly where the story was always
What the
going to go.
character
'Cause
wants. Yeah.
that's the most interesting thing you can do with that character. So like, I don't know what people were shocked by.
Let me ask you all this real quick.
What's up?
If they do Witcher 3 expansion, is it like done in the same engine that was used for the Witcher 3, or like do you update things? Like how would that work exactly? Because
You
what
would
like Witcher 3
definitely
is like is it an Unreal 3 or Unreal 4 game?
It's Red Engine, right?
Oh, it's their engine. Okay.
I think they
Mhm.
had a
It's their
proprietary engine, and so like it would be operating in that.
Okay.
And yeah, you would definitely. I'm pretty sure because it would be part of that game.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like it would be, so it'd be like an expansion to that game, and so like yeah, you would definitely have to be done in that engine because I can't imagine the how complex it would be to have to add a new engine on top of it.
You'd
So
have
like
to port the whole game to a new engine if you were putting the new one in a new engine.
Yeah, at that point it's
Yeah,
a
something
remake. Which just
Right.
kind of leads me to my question of like, I mean, The Witcher 3 is like what, from 2013 or something like that?
2015.
2015.
I mean, like,
Okay.
yeah, it's not unheard of, I guess, but DLC for a decade-old game. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
it's actually becoming more common now because Titan Quest 2 did it. And then Kingdoms of Amalur got one when
It did.
when it came back out.
It did.
Yeah,
Now
I
it's
think there
8
was another
years.
game
It was like 8 years
Yeah.
between the two.
Yeah.
I'll say this. For a lot of games, it wouldn't work. But there's two things that Witcher has going for it. One, Witcher 3 still looks amazing. Like when you play it, especially on PC, it looks stunning. It doesn't look quite to the degree of Witcher 4 for obvious reasons, but it's still beautiful. And two, it's incredibly popular. It isn't quite at the Skyrim level, but it is, excuse me, it is in that stratosphere.
Okay.
And so like the two, you combine those two things and it's like, yeah, if you put out a Witcher 3 DLC and said, oh, you play as Ciri or even like one more adventure as Geralt, it wouldn't matter. Like people would be like, oh shit, I get to go back to that world? Bet. So I think
Fair enough.
I think it could sell.
Fair enough.
Now whether or not it's real, that part's up in the
Yeah.
air.
Yeah.
So
I just think
Terrence,
it's
what's
plausible,
your
not unbelievable.
yeah, same. Terrence, what's your third pick?
So this is where we're starting to get into the Hail Mary territory. Although I don't quite think this one is a Hail Mary. I think that it is coming. Whether or not it'll be at like the Summer Game Fest window, that's up for debate. I think it's time for a new mainline Sonic game. We had Cross Worlds last year, which was the kart racing game, and that game did very well. Like that game exceeded everybody's expectations, especially for the fact that it came out around the same time as Mario Kart, and there were some people who favored it over Mario Kart, which if you told somebody that like years ago, they've been like, you're out your fucking mind.
That's your mind, exactly.
Yeah, but Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Frontier, excuse me. Well, no, it is Frontiers. It's right in front of me. This game came out in 2022. They had a little DLC expansion, I think, the year after. They had Sonic Shadow Generations in 2024. It's just time. it's time for a new mainline Sonic. Now, will it come out this year? You know, that's up for Sega.
But it probably would come out next year.
Yeah. I only say that potentially this year just because looking at Sega's track record, they've had a Sonic game out every year since Frontiers. Frontiers 2022. Then you had there was some Sonic game that came out in 2023. No, it was the 2D game. It wasn't that great. It wasn't received that well, but that did come out. Then you had Sonic Shadow Generations, then Sonic Cross Worlds, and this year has just been left open. So we'll see. It maybe not. It could be a 2027 game if they're really trying to put some quality into it. We know Sonic games sometimes are not known for their quality, so it really depends on if they're actually trying to give a damn or not. But yeah, I think it's time for a new mainline Sonic. Will it be like Frontiers or will it be like something else? You know, that's up for debate. I think if they were to continue in the Frontier style and just polish it, I think they could have something special. Frontiers, I feel like, was the best 3D Sonic game in like quite some time. Yeah, I think as a fan of the Hedgehog and the fact he has a movie coming out next year, Sonic 4 comes out next year. I think it is time for a new mainline Sonic. It just makes sense.
If they have a movie coming out next year, then that's all the more reason to me. And you still might be right that it may come out this year, but that would be all the more reason to me to time that bitch for 2027.
Yeah,
and just be like, hey man, take another year to work on it. Take a few more months to polish the game and make sure that it's as good as it can be, and then just time that bitch right with the movie, and you probably wind up with like a massive hit on both sides. So
yeah,
but yeah, and that's another you're right. Sega really would be cooking if they managed to put out another good Sonic game on top of the 3 games we mentioned. And then now I heard something about Crazy Taxi might be the next one of those classic games up.
I saw that thing with the taxi sign lighting up. I was like, imagine
Sega cooking, Capcom cooking, Konami cooking, and Square cooking all at the same time, bro.
Boy, we done had a PS1 revival.
I was gonna say, boy, you went right back to the 90s. My God, bro. I hope it happens. It just feels better. Like the industry feels better when you've got all those titans that have been around for so long doing great work at the same time. Will, what's your last pick?
All right. Let me look at that list one more time. My last one I got that I think we should be looking forward to. Well, at least I know I probably am halfway looking forward to. Is Silent Hill Townfall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
What that black man do to get sent to Silent Hill, man?
Thank you.
So we saw, we were like, what did you do, sir?
We was like, oh shit, it's a black guy. It's like, oh shit, what did you do? You did something.
You did something.
Don't nobody go to Silent Hill that's innocent.
Thank you. I promise you, dog. When I tell you that has been my number one reason why I'm looking forward to this game, because I want to know how he got here. I need to know. Like, what did you do? Did you hurt somebody? Did you hurt somebody in particular? I need to see that. But I'm just glad that Konami is back on their feet again with the franchise. You know, I'm so glad to see Silent Hill getting back on his feet, step by step, game by game, with the remakes, with this one coming up. And yeah, how long has it been since this trailer came out again, Sage?
This was earlier this year. I'm not mistaken. This was at a PlayStation showcase, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. I would love to see some more because I want to see how he got here. That's my big reason. That's my number one. Because I'm all for a good horror story, but I'm also good to know that we got one black man leading the show, and I'm also down with how well it's going to be done. I want to see what caused him to be here, why, the when, who caused him to be there. Like, it's everything that Silent Hill does in terms of psychological horror, in terms of just causing that existential sense of dread. I want to know what it is that's gonna have us on edge with this. I want to know how this game plays. I think it's gonna be first person if I remember that correctly.
Yeah,
I'm super okay with that. Okay. I'm super okay with that being the case for this game because that's a different take on Silent Hill as compared to most other games, aside from Shattered Memories and whatnot.
Yeah.
So. Mm-hmm. Silent Hill Townfall, I got my eyes on you. Like I said, I'm just so happy that Konami's back in the seat again, doing what they good at. So let's see what we get, man. Let's see what we get when this comes up.
If this can be on the
pretty-
level of F, then Konami would definitely be cooking.
Oh yeah, if it hits that, yeah.
They've had a pretty consistent run with Silent Hill in particular over the last few years. Silent Hill 2 remake and then Silent Hill F. If this is also a hit, then man, yeah, it would definitely be. That would be it. Like that would be like, okay, Silent Hill's back. So now you just got to try to figure out what you're gonna do next. I would imagine you probably.
The Silent Hill remake, it did get announced. Silent Hill 1 remake did get announced, and Bluebird, they're working on that.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying like Silent Hill remake would be next. So only thing I can see after that is you probably try to get some remakes off the ground for Metal Gear Solid. They should stick to just remaking that. Don't make no new games. Y'all ain't Kojima. You ain't got Kojima's mind. So just
they got Delta out, so
right. You did Delta and people love Delta. So just remake MGS1 and then see if you can go from there. Like maybe you remake 2 and then after that, I don't know, you make something else.
Castlevania is back. Like if Castlevania hits, then
that Belmont's Curse gets a good score. Hey,
that Belmont's Curse look good. I ain't gonna lie.
I need a AAA Castlevania, but yeah, I do agree with y'all on that.
But also on the off subject, just to throw this out there, you said to go back and remake MGS1. I can't lie, they get the MGS2. With the way events of things have been going these years, they got enough material to add. They got enough material to add to 2.
But games ain't political.
Man, boy.
If you looked me in the face and said MGS isn't political, I'd be like, you didn't play those games.
Play them with the eyes closed. What happened? Play them with the eyes closed.
Like this.
Exactly. Keen, what's your next pick, bro? What's your last pick?
I'm gonna bring it up till they come out. I need that light on fire, man. I need to see that.
You really on this light on fire, huh?
I need to come out. Dang it! I would like that. There was what happened to light on fire? I don't know, but come out.
Hey man, the fire wasn't lit yet.
They still lighting that bitch.
I'm still on this. It's really cool. Procedural Generations, playing it. One of my most anticipated games, and they just like, all right, we show you that one good trailer with all this content there, and we ain't gonna never show you anything else. I'm like, nah, you come back here. Come back here. We forgave you. We forgave you what happened with No Man's Sky.
we more than forgave them.
I've been forgave.
So it has been long enough where I feel like we can at least see this game, like maybe another gameplay snippet, more maybe something about like hardcore, like concrete systems in the game, how they work. I could see that. They're pretty good about showing updates for No Man's Sky too. Like they're pretty consistent updating the game and showing off the game. And they've already implemented systems from this game and back implemented them into No Man's Sky. So something is working. It'd be different if it wasn't working. So at this point, I feel like, all right, it's time to show off this game again. Kind of light the fire under light no fire and get the hype a little bit back up to it, because it has been a minute since we heard about this game.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's interesting that Keem says this. It is incredibly funny because Rakeem not really a No Man's Sky type of dude, but and even funnier because I am a No Man's Sky type of dude. I just started playing it again. I just built a base last night. I'm getting kind of into it. I want to actually complete the story for what it is finally. So it's interesting to see this. I'm going to be very curious to see what happens to No Man's Sky support once this game comes out. Are they going to just continue backporting things that make sense to backport? Are they going to continue giving it proper new content? What I would like to see for both of these games is that they add like a real combat system. Yeah. Because the combat in No Man's Sky is perfunctory at best. It's just kind of there just to say like, hey man, we got combat, but it's not real combat. Like you aim a gun, you shoot the gun. Like it ain't really nothing. It's not like no dodging systems. You're never really in danger. Like technically you're not really supposed to be fighting things. And so like I'm seeing some combat here, some limited combat. And I wonder if they're going to be able to, if this is going to have heavier combat. And I kind of hope that it does, because I mean, like, what's a fantasy game without heavy combat? And like, if it does, I would want to see some of that make its way into No Man's Sky, because that's the only thing I think it's missing from that game at this point. Terrence, what's your last game, man?
So Sonic, I said it was kind of a Hail Mary, but it's not really because it is inevitable. We will get a new Sonic game. It's just a matter of time.
And
the
think
more
you might have slick got away with one. I think that one's gonna be there.
Yeah, and I mean the more that the more that we talked about it, the more I was like, yeah, the movie coming out, like everything would just line up perfectly. But this one is going to be the real Hail Mary, just because it may be too early for it, but at the same time, this studio's previous game, they announced like way before it came out. I'm curious if we're going to see Studio MDHR's new game, the studio that did Cuphead.
Ooh.
Cuphead came out in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. The DLC, The Delicious Last Course, that came out in 2022. It's been enough time that I think they might have a little something that they could show us. I'm not saying it's releasing anytime soon. It won't release this year, like not at all. It probably won't even release next year. But I think we could get at least a little tease just to generate interest in the studio again, just for them to let us know and maybe let also some shareholders know, like, hey, we've got something in the pipeline that people can look forward to. I mean, Cuphead was an amazing game, did very well for the company. It had even a
cartoon, everything.
Yeah, it
had
had
show everything.
Yeah, it had a Netflix animated series. This was an amazing game when it came out. And I'm very curious to see what the next project will be. I don't think it would be another Cuphead thing. I could see them doing something different. Would they keep it in the same style? You know, who knows? I looked around on like Reddit and other places to see what were the rumors regarding, you know, their next game. Supposedly they hired like a new animation director, I think last year. And if they put out like a teaser for their next game, like so many games do now, maybe it'll also be kind of like a hiring thing as well, where it's like, hey, we're working on this game, you know, come work for us to finish it. So yeah, I could be very well off base with this. It might not be time for them to reveal their game just yet, but it would be really cool if we do see the next project from this studio.
I think that this is a great guess. It does feel more like a Hail Mary type of guess, but I still think it's a solid guess. You said like a new animation director. That would make me I think that they should stick to animated styles like this.
Yeah,
but I don't think they have to stick to specifically this style of animation. I think it would be cool if they maybe tried to do something more along the lines of, you know, maybe the 1960s animation or 1970s animation. Like you could do different eras and still kind of achieve the same effect of like, man, nothing else looks like this, but it's still paying homage to like so many different eras of animation. I'd like that. So
yeah, especially since Cuphead has inspired so many other indie games. There's been like multiple rip-offs, quote unquote, of Cuphead that have come out. It would be interesting to see them do a different style that hasn't been done by another studio yet. I know the only other game in my head that really compares to this in terms of not its art style, but in terms of the effort, the hand-drawn effort, is the Eternal Life of Goldman, which is another game I'm looking forward to.
Man,
but
that game's gorgeous.
I'd be down to see a new art style from them, like you said, something from maybe a different decade.
Yeah.
Okay, so my last pick is a franchise that I actually don't give a damn about, but it just and y'all should be able to guess just off rip.
Just off of that alone, huh?
Yeah. I don't give a damn about this franchise, but it feels like it's past time for this. Man, this franchise used to have a game every damn year.
Oh!
Yeah.
What the hell happened to Tales? What the fuck? Like, they got Tales of budget, and then they got Tales of delays right after that. They was like, hey, man,
the cost of Tales of budget.
I guess that is the cost of Tales of budget, but like Arise came out, I think it did okay Sales wise, I don't think it did fantastic, but I'm sure it did okay. And it just feels like it's time for another Tales of game. Like the last one was literally 5 years ago. Like it came out in 2021, and there hasn't been another one since. I can't imagine that if they showed a new Tales of game, it would come out this year. It seems like it would come out next year, but that would still mean that it was like 6 years between games. And so like, hey man, I feel like Sony is going to sneak this into their presentation. Like it just would not surprise me. In fact, more so. Arise, was Arise shown by Jeff, or was Arise at a State of Play? Was Arise shown at an Xbox show? Because if it was, then I mean, like, then that
I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not sure.
Xbox be trying to make themselves seem like a JRPG console sometimes,
and they are.
They trying to appeal to Japanese audience because they have no there whatsoever.
They ain't got no Japanese.
Yeah, they be trying to cosplay as a JRPG console sometimes. So maybe Xbox Game Showcase, but I'm gonna guess State of Play. But it's time, man. Like it's past time. Like the last, what's this launch trailer from? 2020, September 2021. And that's the launch trailer. Like when we first saw this game, I think it was like 2019 or something like that. So like it's been more than long enough. And I'm curious to see what the next Tales of game looks like. My problem is always with the writing, and then like just with the overall, the lack of aliveness to the world. Like it just doesn't. It's the inverse of Trails, where it's like the games are always like beautiful, but it's always just missing something in terms of like the fleshed outness of the world. I don't know if they can correct that, but I do know that they can make another beautiful looking game. So I'm predicting that we'll see a Tales of game. It feels like a long shot, but I'm like, man, you know what? That's probably gonna be there. So that's my last pick. I'm gonna lightning round my way through a couple of other guesses, and I'm gonna let y'all do the same.
Okay.
Dragon Quest 12. I think if we see it at the showcase next week, we'll probably see it again at someone showcase, probably Sony. But it could. Someone said Nintendo. I'm like, I will see. Ananta. I think we see that again. Like it's about time for that. Arcade Chronicles, me and Keem, we were into that.
Yeah.
They haven't shown anything from it in a long time, if I'm not mistaken.
They have not. As a dude who played the original Arcade, this is so drastically different.
And I'm gonna say, because it says a year, I think it's been longer. Yeah, September 2024. So it's been about a year. So yeah, Arcade Chronicles, I think we do see again. It's about time. They have been so quiet on that game. What's that one game that I was really excited for? The Forsaken Realms Variance Call. That's another game that I think we're going to see.
Oh, yeah, you did mention that one. Yeah.
They've been talking about that game a lot, and so I think that we'll see it at somebody's showcase, probably like Future Game Show or some indie showcase. So I just keep your eyes open for that. And then I don't have a name for this. Nobody does. Mom of War, the God of War game, following Kratos' mom. I mean, Kratos' wife. That one, that's probably going to be a game. So yeah, those are the games that I'm predicting. I'm still, I would love to be wrong about Iron Man, but I just don't think I am. So there you go. Terrence, any that we left off your list?
For me, Kenna Scars of Cosmore, that'll be at the next State of Play because that's supposed to come out this year.
That needs a date. Does it have a date?
No, it doesn't have a date. It just has 2026. So yeah, that I'm 99.9% sure that'll show up at the next State of Play. Marvel Tokon, their next team reveal, that'll be at the State of Play. How I think that's going to play out is because they have two teams left. The next team will be revealed at the State of Play, and the final team will be revealed at EVO in June. I was looking at Comic-Con thinking maybe that could work, but the game comes out too close to that date because it comes out at the beginning of August, and Comic-Con is at the end of July. That's too close to release the final team because you want to build up some hype before then. So I think that's how that will work. Street Fighter 6, their Season 4 DLC reveal, I think that'll be at Summer Game Fest because it was last year, and I don't think that'll be at State of Play. If they have Onimusha at the State of Play, I think Street Fighter will be at Summer Game Fest. I mentioned Eternal Life of Goldman. I just hope that shows up just because I hope that game does come out this year and it gets a release date. Where it shows up, I don't care. maybe Summer Game Fest, whatever. And the last thing I have is one that got leaked, so it's certain, is Virtua Fighter 6. That's going to appear somewhere. Whether it's at Xbox's showcase, the State of Play, or Summer Game Fest, it's going to happen. We know that. That's not even a prediction. That is going to happen.
That's a spoiler.
Unfortunately, it's going to happen because of the leak. But yeah, those are the ones for me. I think, just real quick, I didn't say where I thought I would see Sonic and the new MDR game. I think Sonic will be at Summer Game Fest, and I think the MDHR game, that'll be at Summer Game Fest if it happens. Oops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will, what games did you leave off?
All right, a couple of the games I left off was I think I kind of hit my maximum when I saw this one, but I don't know if it's gonna really hit the corner. But Dust Bloods, because it has been a while since we have seen that one.
A long time.
So, but I know Nintendo is the one that revealed that one. So I'm not sure what it would. Yeah, so I don't know exactly when it'll pop up. I'm pretty sure maybe at the next direct, or maybe at like a much later direct where they want to show it. So I'm assuming Nintendo is gonna have their hands on that one. That's when I got. The next one on my list I had was wait, I just saw it. This game here, it was one that I remember as well. It's called Showa American Story.
Ooh,
That's a good callback.
I remember that one because I looked it up before too, and I know it had a trailer about 5 months ago. Apparently, that right there released with.
Oh, I remember this. I remember this trailer.
I've been paying attention to this game.
I don't remember this, huh?
I absolutely remember this.
Yeah. So I'm thinking
it's such a weird game. I hope it's fun. I don't think it's gonna be good in terms of like an 85 plus on Metacritic. So I just hope it's fun.
Yeah, the vibe of this game
gonna be fun.
is crazy.
It like it's gonna be one of those real out there games. So I'm hoping it does show up somewhere along the line. And the other one I'm thinking about, well, I don't think any of us in here mentioned it, but a Monster Hunter Wilds expansion. Talk about that. I think that might be something that we could possibly see along the way as well. And my final thing I want to talk about here, even though I hadn't played not a single game in the series, Ace Combat 8, Wings of Death. That right there.
You know what? Yeah. Rakeem, I'm gonna ask you this because you're the guy that's played. Well, not really. It's really Devin's thing, but still, I'm gonna ask you. You think From Software's next game is there?
Oh, their new game? I mean, if it is, it's gonna show up there.
Like, do you think
it's gonna be there at Summer Games Fest? I mean,
well, I'm just saying in general. Do you think that there's a chance we see news like aside from Dustblood?
Yes. In fact, the fact that we heard a leak, maybe we don't know if it's true or not, but that's usually how it goes. We hear a leak about the game, then something shows up, and that's what it is. I could totally see that. It's been enough time. Heck, Elden Ring came out in 2022.
Yeah, this is why people didn't want them to get involved. This is why people didn't want them to get involved in multiplayer games, because like they started doing that multiplayer shit, and it's just like, hey man, we forgot about everything else. Like, hey, that's not what people signed up for. They want something. Wow,
that's true.
Right in the ass. All right. Good grief.
Right in the ass. That's rough. Well, at least they already got Night Rain out, and we will see when Dustbloods comes out at this point, because it's been halfway through the year.
Yep. All right, Keem, what are your last, like, the ones you didn't get a chance to get
to? Exodus, I'm pretty sure we'll probably see something else from them.
Oh, that's confirmed. That's at Future Game Show.
Yeah, I thought so. So that's gonna be a Future Game Show, so that's confirmed. They've been showing like little snippets of gameplay here and there. Just want to see some more from them. Witchbrook was on my list. I still feel like that game is pretty close to release now, although I mean it was in development a long time. So we'll definitely should see something from Witchbrook. It's probably gonna be one of the smaller shows. That'd be on Future Game Show as well. I think this is gonna be one of the smaller shows. But I mean, this is like Chucklefish has had this game in development forever. So it's
for that reason,
time.
I think actually it could be somewhere bigger. I think it can make its way to like it could be on the next Nintendo Direct. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. It fits a Nintendo style. I think it fits right at home. So yeah, I definitely think Witchbrook could show up there, and I've been looking myself because it's type of I don't play a lot of cozy style games, but I do like Magic School stuff, and I think that combination done well and intricately is worth playing. So I'm looking forward to this one. I put Judas on my list. I think the Judas developer said something recently. What was it, like a couple months ago about something?
Well,
I do not remember.
Said that Judas isn't coming out until fiscal, and so of course we're in fiscal year 2027 right now. So that's something to keep in mind when I say this. But they said it's not coming out until fiscal 2028 or fiscal 2029.
Okay, so it's nowhere near. Okay,
so that means probably either next year or the year after.
I think they also in the update you're talking about, they said that the next time they show it, they want to have a substantial update. So, yeah.
So that's it's probably not going to be there. Basically, that's getting people ready for that. The only other thing I said, Hail Mary, fuck it, Elder Scrolls.
You say Elder Scrolls?
I said Elder Scrolls 6. Where it at, man? If there ever was a time to shadow drop some gameplay out of nowhere at this one of these Xbox shows, Elder Scrolls 6 is meat drop.
Meat drop.
That's meat drop.
So you know what? I thought about this one, but I think this one is potentially like a September State of Play one or a Game Awards thing.
I can see that. You know what? I don't know if this was from this year or last year. I think it's from last year, but this is one last one that I want to sneak in.
Okay. Phantom Blade Zero as well too, probably.
The God's
this is from our Future Games video.
Yeah.
That game looks cool.
Okay, it came out. It was announced late last year, and I don't think it's definitely not scheduled for this year. But I think that we see there's a strong chance we see a little bit more of this, unless they. I haven't kept up unless someone has specifically been like, look, we going zero dark on this and you ain't gonna see nothing in this until it's ready to come out. But if they don't do that, I feel like a lot of people don't know that this game exists. Although 2.5 million is nothing to sneeze at. I feel like a ton of people would be a hype for this game if it actually got like a proper showcase at a Summer Game Fest or at a State of Play. And so I feel like if they can get this in front of someone, they will. Even if it's just a short teaser, because I mean, like, there's a lot of gameplay here already. So I mean, they might just take some of this and just be like, hey, take this minute and a half of gameplay, put this on some showcase. So I mean, like, even if that still counts to me, as far as showing up, I don't think we'll see anything new from it because I know. Did they say that there was a date for it? Let me see.
I think the last time we looked at this, I don't think so. Since we had this on our Future Games and Beyond, I assumed that this was like maybe like at the earliest 2027 kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right. Well, that's still,
Yeah. What
Yeah,
I have a oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I
had a
well, sorry.
Okay, Rakeem and
yeah,
then
go
Terrence
Rakeem. Yeah, you go Rakeem.
Yeah.
We too polite.
Everybody polite in this motherfucker.
My brain, I was like, man, Insomniac's about to do this big Wolverine. Man, would it be sick if at that Wolverine reveal they do like a snippet of the Venom game that was rumored to come out? That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool. If that game is real, it has to come out next year because we know what their next few games are. And then like we saw like one of the motion cap guys do like tease like some Spider-Man shit. And so it could only be Venom or Spider-Man 3. And I'm gonna assume Venom just because we also know, man, that one-edge punch is still sick.
Would it be like a side game kind of thing? Kind of like Miles Morales?
That's what Venom I assume would be.
Okay.
Just because we know that after Wolverine they're working on X-Men. So there's that. And then all right, Terrence, what were you gonna say?
I'm actually surprised Rakeem didn't bring this up. We got to see Phantom Blade Zero at the next State of Play. That comes out in September.
Yes,
he did?
But he only mentioned it for like a split second. Like as I was looking this up.
Oh, I guess I meant as like one of his things. But yeah, that game will no doubt be at the next State of Play. Yeah.
I only didn't mention it because we've seen so much of it, and it's like this is coming out this year.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Like it's
I'm
ready.
on the same.
It's ready to hit the streets.
All right. That's going to wrap this week up. What games are y'all hoping appear during the SGF season? Y'all drop a comment. Let us know. If you're new to us and like this episode, you know what you need to do. Or I guess you don't know because you'd be new to that episode. So there you go. I need you to hit the like button. I need you to subscribe, tell your friends about us, and do me a personal favor. Have an excellent week. Peace.